A strong hold over current affairs is your way to succeed in the UPSC Civil Services examination. Brace yourself and get detailed coverage of relevant news both nationally and internationally. With the monthly current affairs revision program starting from 26th October at 5 p.m. Enroll today and elevate your current affairs knowledge with comprehensive coverage of current affairs compiled through relevant sources such as the Hindu Indian Express, Economic Times, PIB Yojana, and others. Expert support and personalized mentoring. Comprehensive assessment through MCQs and mains-oriented questions.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. CAG releases Compendium of Performance Audits on the implementation of the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act 1992. Ministry of Home Affairs reimposed AFSPA in violence-hit areas of Manipur, including Jiribam. Executive Committee of Natural Mission on Clean Ganga approves key biodiversity projects. Ministry of Science and Technology launched Operation Dronagiri and Integrated Geospatial Data Sharing Interface. Anusandhan National Research Foundation launched Partnerships for Accelerated Innovation and Research Program. Ministry of Science and Technology introduces PPP plus PPP model to check diabetes in India. The Comptroller and Auditor General or CAG has released an insightful compendium of performance audits on the implementation of the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act or CAA of 1992. This compendium brings together key findings from the performance audits conducted across 18 states. The 74th CAA introduced Part 9A to the Indian Constitution, granting constitutional status to urban local self-governments or ULSGs. This amendment authorized state legislatures to enact laws to endow local bodies with powers and authority to enable them to function as institutions of self-government. It also introduced the 12th schedule to the Constitution, listing 18 specific functions that are meant to be devolved to ULSGs. Now, let's delve into the key findings from the report. Firstly, in terms of autonomy, although 17 of the 18 functions listed in the 12th schedule have been devolved to ULSGs by law, the report highlights that only 4 of these functions are actually devolved with complete autonomy. This raises critical questions about the level of self-governance ULSGs can exercise. Moving on to women's representation, the report shows 6 out of the 14 states have gone above the constitutional mandate of 33% reservation for women in city council seats, opting instead for a 50% reservation. This progress in gender representation is noteworthy. Regarding finances of ULSGs, the report paints a challenging picture. On average, only 32% of ULSG's total revenue comes from their own sources, while the rest is funded by union and state governments. Additionally, there's a significant 42% gap between ULSG's available resources and their expenditure, with only 29% of this expenditure going towards programmatic and developmental work. To address these challenges, the compendium puts forward several recommendations to improve the efficacy of the 74th CAA. Among these, it emphasizes the need for decisive action to ensure true decentralization, urging that ULSGs be actively involved in essential functions such as planning and regulation. Further, the report highlights the importance of strengthening state election commissions to ensure timely municipal elections. In the financial domain, it recommends enhancing the tax collection capacities of ULSGs to improve their financial sustainability. Finally, the compendium calls for a robust workforce management system to fill the vacant posts within ULSGs, ensuring these bodies have the necessary human resources to function effectively.
In a significant development, the Ministry of Home Affairs has reimposed the Armed Forces Special Powers Act or AFSPA in violence-hit areas of Manipur, including Jiribam. The decision comes as part of efforts to restore order in the region, which has witnessed increasing unrest. AFSPA, which was first enacted in 1958, grants the armed forces special powers to maintain law and order in disturbed areas. These areas can be declared disturbed by the governor of a state, the administrator of a union territory, or the central government if the use of armed forces in aid of civil power is necessary to restore order. Under AFSPA, armed forces are given special powers, including the authority to open fire on any individual who is in contravention of the law. They also have the power to arrest and search premises without a warrant. The Act also provides immunity to armed forces personnel, preventing legal proceedings against them unless sanctioned by the central government. Moreover, when an individual is arrested, the army must hand them over to the officer in charge of the nearest police station with the least possible delay. AFSPA has been in effect in parts of Assam, Manipur, Nagaland, and Arunachal Pradesh, with the Armed Forces Jammu and Kashmir Special Powers Act 1990 applying to disturbed areas in Jammu and Kashmir. However, there has been significant concern regarding the potential abuse of powers under this act, with reports of human rights violations, including instances of rape and sexual assault. In the past, the Supreme Court has addressed concerns related to AFSPA. In the 1997 Naga People's Movement for Human Rights case, the court ruled that the power to cause death must be exercised only under specific circumstances. More recently, in 2016, the Extrajudicial Execution Victim Families Association case, the court stated that armed forces could not be immune from investigation for excesses committed during their duties, even in disturbed areas. Several committees have also reviewed AFSPA. The Justice B.P. Jeevan Reddy Committee in 2004 recommended scrapping the Act, while the Santosh Hegde Committee in 2013 suggested a review every 6 months. That same year, the Justice Verma Committee called for subjecting sexual violence by armed forces to regular criminal law. The reimposition of AFSPA in Manipur comes at a time of heightened concern over the region's security and stability. Moving ahead, in a significant move for the conservation of the river Ganga and its rich biodiversity, the Executive Committee of the National Mission on Clean Ganga, or NMCG, has approved several key projects aimed at enhancing the protection of the river's aquatic life. Let's take a closer look at these approved projects. First up, the NMCG has greenlit a project to assess the environmental flow of several crucial rivers in the Ganga basin. These rivers include the Chambal, Son, Damodar, and Tons. Next, a major project for the conservation of endangered turtles in the Ganga basin in Uttar Pradesh has been approved. This initiative focuses on rehabilitating threatened turtle species, along with efforts to reintroduce those facing imminent risk of extinction. An important aspect of this project will be the establishment of a spatial monitoring and reporting tool at the National Chambal Sanctuary to better monitor and protect these species. Moving on, another critical project approved by the NMCG is focused on advancing the rescue system for the protection of the iconic Ganges River dolphin. The project aims to develop a specialized rescue vehicle, also known as a dolphin ambulance, to assist stranded dolphins in distress. It will also work to raise awareness about dolphin conservation and build local community capacity through specialized training. Now, let's take a closer look at the Gangetic dolphin, also known as Platanista gangetica, a species that continues to face significant threats. Native to the Ganga-Brahmaputra-Barak river system across India, Nepal, and Bangladesh, the Gangetic dolphin is a freshwater species that relies on echolocation, emitting ultrasonic sounds to hunt, as it is essentially blind. However, the species is facing grave challenges. Threats like entanglement in fishing gear, poaching for its oil, habitat destruction due to developmental projects, and pollution from industrial waste and pesticides continue to endanger its survival. Recognized as endangered by the IUCN, the Gangetic dolphin is also listed in Appendix 1 of CITES and Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act, offering it the highest level of legal protection in India. In response to the dolphin's endangered status, a number of conservation initiatives have been introduced. The Gangetic dolphin was declared India's national aquatic animal, and it has also been included in a list of 22 critically endangered species that will receive financial support under the centrally sponsored scheme for the development of wildlife habitats. Additionally, the Project Dolphin aims to conserve both the Ganges River, dolphin, and its riverine ecosystem. To protect critical habitats, several areas have been notified as protected areas, including the Vikramshila Dolphin Sanctuary in Bihar, which stands as India's sole dolphin sanctuary. These initiatives mark a significant step towards safeguarding the future of the river Ganga's biodiversity. As these projects unfold, the NMCG's efforts will play a crucial role in ensuring the conservation of aquatic life in one of the world's most vital and sacred rivers.
In a step toward strengthening India's geospatial capabilities, the Ministry of Science and Technology has recently launched two major initiatives, Operation Dronagiri and the Integrated Geospatial Data Sharing Interface or GDI. These initiatives aim to liberalize geospatial data and develop the nation's geospatial infrastructure, skills, and knowledge. To start, what exactly is geospatial data? Well, geospatial data provides information that describes objects, events, or other features located on or near the Earth's surface. This includes satellite imagery, census data, and even social media data. Recognized as a crucial part of national infrastructure, geospatial data is widely viewed as an essential information resource. Let's dive into the first initiative, Operation Dronagiri. This pilot project, guided by the National Geospatial Policy 2022, will be implemented by the Department of Science and Technology's Geospatial Innovation Cell. The purpose of the project is to demonstrate the potential applications of geospatial technologies and innovations in improving the quality of life of citizens and ease of doing business. In the first phase, Operation Dronagiri will be rolled out in Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Assam, Andhra Pradesh, and Maharashtra. Pilot projects and use cases will be demonstrated to showcase potential applications of integration of geospatial data and technology in three sectors, that is, agriculture, livelihoods, logistics, and transport. Moving on to the Integrated Geospatial Data Sharing Interface or GDI. This platform is being developed to make spatial data more accessible by using advanced data exchange protocols while maintaining privacy-preserving features. The significance of GDI lies in its ability to facilitate seamless data sharing, supporting data-driven decision-making for the public good, and fostering responsible use of geospatial data. All these efforts align with the National Geospatial Policy 2022, which has a clear vision to establish India as a global leader in the geospatial sector. This policy aims to create a national framework that enables easy access to valuable geospatial data. Under this policy, an institutional framework is also being developed. The Geospatial Data Promotion and Development Committee, or GDPDC, will act as the apex body for the geospatial sector, with the Survey of India serving as the central nodal agency for geospatial data. Additionally, a national digital twin strategy and geospatial knowledge infrastructure are key components of this ambitious policy. With these initiatives, India is poised to enhance its capabilities in the geospatial domain, paving the way for innovative applications and data-driven solutions across various sectors. In a significant update on India's evolving research ecosystem, the Anusandhan National Research Foundation or ANRF has launched the Partnerships for Accelerated Innovation and Research or PAIR program. This initiative is aligned with the National Education Policy 2020 and aims to revolutionize research and innovation within Indian universities by adopting a unique hub and spoke model. So, how does this model work? In the first phase, top-ranking institutions termed hubs will mentor emerging institutions or spokes, which include central and state public universities as well as select NITs and IITs. These hubs will provide guidance, resources, and expertise to foster a collaborative research environment. Now, let's take a moment to consider the current research landscape in India's higher education system. According to the 2024 EY report, India has made strides in research quantity, emerging as the world's third largest higher education system, trailing only the US and China. Additionally, India ranks fourth globally in terms of research papers published from 2017 to 2022. However, there is still room for improvement. The quality of research indicated by metrics like citations per document and the H index or Hirsch index shows India lagging behind global peers. Moving on to some of the key issues facing in India's research ecosystem. There is limited translation of research into meaningful action, with much work remaining confined to academic papers. Funding is another critical issue. While global institutions receive substantial private funding in addition to government support, in India, research funding is still predominantly government-driven. Adding to this, research budgets are limited, with India's R&D expenditure only around 0.65% of GDP, a stark contrast to 4.8% in South Korea and 3.4% in the US. Moreover, the system has few incentives for publishing high-quality research, and faculty members are often weighed down by administrative tasks, leaving less time for focused research. ANRF, established by the ANRF 2023 Act, in addition to other initiatives like SERB, SURE, Imprint, Atal Innovation Mission, etc., are expected to improve the quality of research ecosystem in India. With initiatives like PAIR, India's research ecosystem is poised to achieve greater heights, fostering collaboration and enhancing the quality and impact of research across the nation's higher education institutions.
In our last news for the day, the Ministry of Science and Technology has introduced a new initiative called the PPP plus PPP model to combat diabetes in India. This model focuses on a two-tiered collaboration where India's public and private sectors come together to strengthen healthcare infrastructure, while also engaging with international partners. The initiative was launched on World Diabetes Day, observed on November 14th. This day has been a global observance since 2006, following its establishment in 1991 by the World Health Organization and the International Diabetes Federation, which is a non-profit organization. So, what exactly is diabetes? Diabetes or diabetes mellitus or DM is a chronic metabolic disease that causes elevated blood glucose levels, also known as hyperglycemia. This leads to the loss of glucose through urine and the formation of harmful compounds called ketone bodies. If left untreated, diabetes can cause serious damage to the heart, blood vessels, eyes, kidneys, and nerves. There are three major types of diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, also known as juvenile or insulin-dependent diabetes, is an autoimmune disorder where the body destroys the insulin-producing cells. Type 2 diabetes is the most common form and usually occurs in adults. It happens when the body becomes resistant to insulin or doesn't produce enough of it. Gestational diabetes develops during pregnancy. Globally, around 830 million people are affected by diabetes, with 212 million of them in India. The majority of these individuals live in low and middle income countries. However, more than 50% of people with diabetes worldwide lack proper treatment. In India alone, around 64 million men and 69 million women with untreated diabetes are at high risk of developing severe complications. The World Health Organization has set a target to halt the rise in diabetes and obesity by 2025. Now, let's talk about insulin, a key component in diabetes management. Insulin is a peptide hormone secreted by the beta cells of the pancreas, playing a crucial role in regulating blood glucose levels. It acts mainly on liver and fat cells to enhance glucose uptake and utilization. Currently, recombinant human insulin is mainly produced using E. coli or Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which are common methods for manufacturing insulin for patients with diabetes. The introduction of the PPP plus PPP model is a crucial step in addressing India's diabetes crisis by strengthening the collaboration between public and private sectors and involving international partners, the government aims to improve healthcare infrastructure and reduce the growing treatment gap. In today's Place in News, we turn our focus to Dominica with its capital, Roseau. Recently, the Commonwealth of Dominica has announced that it will honor India's Prime Minister with the prestigious Dominica Award of Honor. This recognition comes in acknowledgement of the Prime Minister's significant contributions to the country during the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as his commitment to strengthening the bilateral relationship between India and Dominica. Now, let's take a moment to learn about the political features of Dominica. It is a member of the Commonwealth of Nations since 1978. Located in the Lesser Antilles in the Eastern Caribbean Sea, Dominica stands out as the only Caribbean island that is home to a significant and distinctive group of Carib Indians. Geographically, Dominica is a volcanic island with rugged terrain featuring numerous fumaroles and hot springs, product of its volcanic origins. The country is also known for its fertile soil, rich in alluvial and volcanic deposits. The island is home to towering peaks, including its highest, Mount Diablotins and the Mount Trois-Pitons.
As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. The Ministry of Defence has launched the AI-enabled E-Tarang system. This unique software has been developed by the Integrated Defence Staff in collaboration with the Bhaskaracharya National Institute for Space Applications and Geoinformatics. Its key feature is the capability to enable automated and efficient planning and management of defence spectrum. Australia is introducing a new scheme called the Mobility Arrangement for Talented Early Professionals Scheme, or MATES. It is a visa stream that allows Indian graduates and early career professionals to live and work in Australia for up to 2 years. The eligible fields of study include renewable energy, mining, engineering, information and communication technology, artificial intelligence, financial technology, and agricultural technology. The Bureau of Indian Standards, or BIS, has initiated the 4th phase of mandatory hallmarking under the Hallmarking of Gold Jewellery and Gold Artifacts Amendment Order 2024. This hallmarking order requires all gold jewellery to be hallmarked. As of now, 361 districts are covered under mandatory hallmarking. A hallmark acts as a guarantee of the purity or fineness of precious metal articles. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has removed the dual compliance of environmental clearance, or EC, and consent to establish, or CTE, for setting up new industries. Now, non-polluting white category industries will no longer need to obtain CTE or consent to operate, or CTO. Additionally, industries that have already obtained EC will not be required to take CTE. DRDO has completed flight tests of the indigenously developed guided Pinaka weapon system. This system was developed by the Armament Research and Development Establishment, or ARDE, in Pune, a unit of DRDO, in collaboration with private sector players such as Tata Advanced Systems Limited and Larsen & Toubro. Pinaka is a multi-barrel rocket launcher, or MBRL system. The first Bodoland Mahotsav was inaugurated in New Delhi to celebrate the Bodo language, literature and culture. The Bodos are among Assam's largest indigenous communities concentrated in the Bodoland Territorial Region, or BTR, which encompasses the districts of Kokrajhar, Baksa, Udalguri and Chirang. The BTR is governed by the Bodoland Territorial Council, established under the 6th schedule of the Constitution. A study led by IIT KGP revealed that tropical rainforests could survive global warming. The study involved confirming the PETM age of Gujarat's Western coal layers. PETM refers to a period of global warming that occurred 56 million years ago, characterized by a 4 to 5 degrees Celsius increase in global mean surface temperature. World's largest coral, spanning the size of 2 basketball courts and estimated to be at least 300 years old, has been found near the Pacific's Solomon Islands. Corals, which are animals belonging to the phylum Cnidaria, are typically found along the tropical coastlines and consist of hundreds to thousands of living organisms called polyps. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description below.